going to be hung, drawn and quartered for it.
Some of the issues are a lot deeper running in the club at the moment.
I go to every game and I hate sitting there watching us play the way we're playing.
I would let him go.
Are we Clement in or Clement out here at Rangers? Some really unexpected news this week is coming out of Belgium, linking Philippe Clement, the current Rangers manager, to the Belgium national team job. Philippe Clement only just recently signed a contract extension at Rangers to keep him at the club for a further year on top of the contract that he already had. So is it the perfect time for Clement to go if Rangers were to get compensation for him? Because he has got that longer contract. Is that the general consensus with the fans, or are they happy for him to stay and see out this project? He came in and did very, very well when he first got the job. He turned around a pretty poor team under Beale and got them some good wins, a good winning run, won a trophy last season and came quite close to winning the league before it was kind of thrown away against Ross County and Dundee United. I'm here at Ibrox to speak to Rangers fans to see what they think about the links with Clement and the Belgium national team job. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. Gary, what would you say has been the highlight of Clement's tenure so far?
Highlight? I don't know, I really enjoyed the 4-0 in Europa, man.
Oh, okay.
But that's been like the main standout.
Won the League Cup last season, maybe it could have been that.
Aye, but that just didn't feel, it felt bittersweet, you know. We were 9 points ahead in the league and then you lose it to...
Yeah, you feel like you should have ended the season with more?
Aye, we weren't clinical enough, you know, we threw it, I mean, throwing away 9 points, I mean, you look at the league now, we're 9 points behind everybody else, and it's just like, you can't be throwing away that, especially when it's, you know, Rangers Celtic, you know, they're the
I understand, it's a big gap, isn't it?
Aye.
And so what would you have done differently if you were Philippe Clement in some of his maybe decision making, his time in charge? What would you have done differently?
I think there is, like, you know, there's some clear kind of signs that it's, you know, there's wee things that I know, right, and it's just, it's the decision making is a big factor of it. It's just, it feels like he makes the decisions too late.
Okay.
And you hear it at groans as well, you know.
Yeah, some of the subs, or keeping Dessers on or whatever.
I do like him. I think it's...
I feel sorry for him in a way. I feel like he's in
a hard position.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and the thing is, when it's Scotland, the Scottish League gets all eyes on Rangers and Celtic.
Yeah. So what was your initial thought when you heard that he was linked to the Belgium manager's job?
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he takes it, but you know, I don't understand if that's really going to be the best way going forward for him.
So that's going to be my last question for you, was, are you Clement in, are you Clement out? If you went, would you be disappointed? If you went, would you be relieved? Like, where are you standing with it?
I'd be a bit annoyed if he left. I don't think, he's not done the job he's wanted to do since he came in, and I think he's on some pretty strict pressures.
It's hard being Rangers or Celtic manager, isn't it? The pressure,
you know, if you do great it well, you're going to be loved, but if you bottle it, then
fair enough,
you're going to be hung, drawn and quartered for it.
Craig, the links this week are Clement to the Belgium national manager's job. What were your thoughts when you first heard that?
I was a bit surprised because, I mean, to be fair, I don't feel like he's doing the best of jobs at Rangers, but I mean, he's done no terrible. But
you think it's his job as a Belgian to manage the national team? Would that be the dream for any manager, do you reckon?
I always quite like it when it's like the nationality is the national team boss, but sometimes it doesn't work. But
yeah, fair enough.
It can work.
Oh, do you think Tuchel being England manager then? That must be a bit of a weird one for you to get your head around.
He's a good manager, so I think it works pretty well. But I think there's plenty of players in the England setup that will benefit from his style as well. So.
I agree. But yeah, so for Clement, what's been your one highlight of his tenure here so far?
Probably winning the League Cup.
Yeah, it's got to be really, hasn't it? Yeah.
In terms of like what he's done, but he's kind of opened the gap up to Celtic again, and it's not really been the best. But
do you feel for him in a way because of all the boardroom issues you've had?
Yeah,
some of the player issues as well.
Some of the issues are a lot deeper running in the club at the moment, but
out of his control a little bit. You feel And so, are you Clement in, or are you Clement out?
I'm kind of undecided. Like sometimes I'm at Clement in, and then sometimes I'm at maybe not. But depends. Like in Europe, we're not doing too bad, but like in the league, get him out. But in Europe, I maybe keep him. But
it's tough, isn't it?
It's kind of 50-50.
And so, yeah. So, would it sort of be like the perfect time for him to go? Maybe if you get compensation, if it's something like that, you know, there's been talk.
I think it's the best way to get him out, because obviously we would get compensated and we wouldn't have to like pay any extras and
like you've had to with the last few managers. Yeah, fair enough.
Not a great situation.
And obviously there's no guarantee that he will go. He probably will stay, I think.
No, definitely.
But if he was to go, who would be your choice to take over?
Derek McInnes at the moment. He's
Derek McInnes, yeah. The news is that Clement might be going to take the national team job for Belgium. What would you say has been the best thing that he's done at the club so far?
I think that the League Cup would be a big one for us, and when he first came in, obviously as a new manager, we'd never think that we'd get back to where we were with like being as close to them.
Yeah, because when Beale was there, you never thought you'd have got close to winning the league, but he did okay, didn't he?
Performing at that point. Obviously we're back to performing not so great, and we're sitting third, I think. But I think it would be sad to see him go, because we've not gave him the chance that I don't think the board's ever gave the manager from Gerrard the correct chance to bring in the players they want, because he's still sitting with Gerrard's players and they're not performing the way he wants them to perform.
Yeah. And what would you have done differently if you were Clement then? Because I think he's a good manager as well. Like you say, I think he's a good manager. I think he's been dealt with some tough stuff, but
could be done better, some of his tactics and who he picks each week, but that's not for us to say. It's who
he's the manager.
He sees in training. So what he sees in training, because the team gets put in the pitch is obviously two different things.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think that the way we're playing up to Clement, I think the board's got quite a lot to deal with. As a young fan myself, I go to every game and I hate sitting there watching us play the way we're playing. The fans are booing the players, the fans are blowing Clement, but it's above him that's the problem, yet they're not getting put out.
Yeah, and I suppose there's a lot of jobs that aren't even being filled at the moment at boardroom level, so that can't help a manager. It just can't.
That needs to be solved. What
was your initial reaction when you heard? I think I just kind of told you there about him. Big links in Belgium that he's going to take the national team job. It's not 100% sure, obviously, but
I hadn't heard the news
I've
until
not
you
heard
said.
but
sure.
I've seen rumours of it, but you never know what to believe and what not to believe. But I mean, it's out of your hands whether he takes it or not. That's up to him.
If he was to go, and if it was down to your decision maybe, and you got to choose if he went or if he left, would you be Clement in or Clement out?
I'm in between.
In between? How about yourself?
In between.
In between as well?
I'm in between.
Yeah, a lot of people seem like that. No one's really in or out. It's like tough to say.
Who's going to fall in for him? We can't play the way we're playing with the manager.
Someone said Derek McInnes from Killy. Would you take him over Clement?
Well, the way Kelly's playing, and if they could beat us 1-0, aye.
Do you want to picture his leg and all?
I know, I cannot believe this. Shorts in...
I bet, look at his leg. He's got a cracking tattoo. That
Has he?
side.
Whereabouts?
Other side.
Who is it of? Oh, unless we forget. Oh, is that Davy Cooper?
Yeah.
Nice. News broke over the last couple of days that Clement might be leaving Rangers to go and take the Belgium national team job. What were your initial thoughts on that?
Whether it's true or no, we don't know, but the way it's going now, the team aren't going to win the league, but if the performances come back, who they're going to get in, that's what we need to look at, who they're going to get in. Then is he going to get money to spend to change the team? Whoever comes in is going to work with this team.
If he was to go, who would be your first pick?
I don't know.
I've seen Gattuso linked. Some people have said McInnes to me today.
I think McInnes had his chance.
Yeah, he turned it down, didn't he, back in the day?
Could be Frank Lampard, but talking him going to Coventry now, so he would take the Rangers job in a minute.
You reckon he would, yeah, Lampard?
It's between him and Clement the last time. He would take it in a minute, but he's not going to wait forever for the Rangers job. That's why he's like to the Coventry job.
And if there's anything you'd have done differently if you were Clement, what would you have done?
Tactics wise, tactics have they been right?
Team selection, a lot of people say that, so maybe.
Selection, tactics wise, that's it. You've got to get that right on the park. You've got to play the informed players.
Yep.
Like say your Tavernier, I'm a big Tavernier fan, but if he's not doing the job,
give him a rest.
Drop him, which he started to do anyway, but signings haven't been great.
And so if it was up to you, and you could say yes or no to him taking the Belgium national team job, are Clement in or Clement out here at Rangers?
Again, it's a hard one. Who can you bring in at this time of the season? So the now, I don't know. I'd probably keep him for the end of the season.
Have you heard the news that Clement might be leaving then?
Yeah, I've heard it might be going to Belgium.
What was your initial reaction when you heard?
I was like weird, because when he first came to Rangers he was at a good start, but as times came on he's like not really adapted to the club as well.
That's happened to the last few managers, hasn't it? They all come in, have a bit of a new manager bounce. If you could make the decision to let him go to Belgium or stay here at Rangers, what would you choose?
I would let him go, just his recent form.
And then who would you want to take over now?
I don't know. Anyone at this point.
That's a tough one to call, isn't it, that? Would you maybe
Muscat
look at
looks
someone
good.
from Scotland, or?
I like to look at Muscat, Kevin Muscat.
Oh yeah, he was really heavily linked when Clement got the job, wasn't he? And what would you say has been the best part about Clement's managerial tenure so far?
Probably his title campaign.
Yeah, trying to get close because he was quite far away before he came in, and then
when he came back in February, we've done really well. And the cup, he did well in that final against Aberdeen.
Yeah, you won that, didn't you?
Yeah.
And what would you have done differently if you were Philippe Clement so far?
So I think it's the formation. He needs to adapt to the formation because a lot of managers tried 4-2-3-1. It's not worked for Rangers.
Yeah, you sound like you know your stuff, mate. You got to watch every single Rangers game.
Yeah.
You come to all the games as well.
Yeah, I was at the recent game there, Hearts.
Yeah. Okay. What did you make of that?
It was boring. See, the thing is, we start off early and do well, and then you think, all right, we're going for it here, but you can't seem to get enough after that.
Do you think he's like got a style of play that suits Belgium rather than like Scottish football? Scottish football's different, isn't it?
Different. You've got just get the ball going quick. He likes to get players to hold the ball and stuff. You can't use that in Scotland.
Fair enough, mate. Well, thanks so much for your time, man. It's been a while since I filmed one of these videos, but I always really enjoyed them because they're pretty quick to edit. They're fairly quick to film if I can actually find people and I don't have to hang around for too long. There's a little bit of waiting around in the cold today, to be fair, but I enjoy most just from like the knowledge that football fans have in Scotland for their club is just incredible, and just being able to stand and chat football. There's loads of people that I asked to come on the video today that didn't want to be on, but you end up just like chatting to them for 5-10 minutes just about their club, and like the knowledge that they have is unreal. But yeah, Clement, it's a tough one to know what to think about because there's been a lot of links and people talking about maybe he's not the right man for the job this season, and they obviously gave him the new contract extension. I think in Scotland, if you manage Celtic or Rangers and you lose one game, people are going to call for your head. You listen to Super Scoreboard, you read the comments below this video and all my other posts. When I'm at games, if I see Rangers lose at Killie or Aberdeen, there's people calling for Clement's head. It was the same for Brendan Rodgers when he lost a couple of games when he come back, and look how well he's done turning it around. I feel for Clement. I think he's a good manager. There are other issues that obviously are at the club. There's boardroom positions that haven't been filled for months. There's been issues with player recruitment and the amount of money Rangers have spent on wages and transfer fees on players that just haven't worked. I feel for Clement, but I do feel like he could have done things a little bit differently. Team selection. That's why I wanted to ask people today, what's the best thing he's done and what would you have changed? Because it kind of gives you what people think of like what he's done well and what he hasn't done so well, and then just like getting their vibe on like would you keep him? And it's very, very 50-50. The people, like I think most people are just like maybe not. I don't think people are really Clement in. I don't think people are really Clement out. I think they recognise that he's had a really tough go at things. It's been like a hard job, but he has won a trophy. I think he's got a bit of money in the bank with certain people. I'm sure if I'd have asked like a lot more people would have said staunchly in or staunchly out or whatever. So yeah, it's hard to guess the vibe of everyone just based on like 5 or 6 people or whatever. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I guess you'll comment. There'll be a lot of comments in the comments section below, so yeah, get back to them all, argue amongst yourselves, and let me know if you think Clement should stay. We'll be following this story. If anything else happens, then I'll have to get back to Ibrox to chat to fans if something actually official happens. But yeah, only time will tell. So huge thank you for watching. I really appreciate all the support. I've got a big weekend coming up, so make sure you subscribe, and I shall see you all very, very soon.